How's it going, everybody? My name is Jesse, and I am back for another comic book review. Now, this time I am going to be reviewing another Marvel team-up, and it's the oldest Marvel team-up I have. I wish to have more, but this is the oldest one I have right now. This is Spider-Man team-up, Spider-Man and the Frankenstein's Monster number 36 from 1975. And if you noticed, I am wearing my TARDIS necklace. Yes, I had lost it for a while, but with cleaning the house, I was able to find it. Yay, cleaning! Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this review. Now, as I said, this is Marvel Team-Up featuring Spider-Man and Frankenstein's Monster number 36 from 1975. Now, I like this one because it's Frankenstein's Monster. Now, it shows them coming to blows on the cover, but a lot of times the cover and what's actually in the issue don't match up, but still, it is a pretty cool cover. The opening scene here, over 25% of the first page, is the name of the issue, Once Upon a Time in a Castle. And we see two crooks running out of a bank, and Spider-Man doing what he does best, is stopping the robbers. He happens to web one of their guns before he even realizes what's going on. Now, Spider-Man swings in and takes down the bank robber of the guy he didn't take the gun from. So he takes him down, and the guy throws a trash can at him, which Spider-Man immediately hits back right into him. The first guy he took down didn't have his gun knocked away, so he takes a shot at Spider-Man and misses. Spider-Man is hit by a mysterious force. Neither of them knows what happened, so they both rush off, and leaving Spider-Man unconscious on the ground. Not trying to unmask him or anything like that. And then we find Spider-Man regaining consciousness. He is strapped to a table, and next to him is Frankenstein's monster, who he exclaims that he is a prisoner just like Spider-Man. And then when Spider-Man's gaining his bearings, a man walks through the door, and he introduces himself as Baron Ludwig von... I can't even begin to pronounce this. S-H-T-U-P-F, who will hereby be referred to as the Baron for the remainder of this review. He kicks the Baron in the stomach and knocks him into his cohorts. Spider-Man struggles and breaks free of the restraints and is able to web up the Baron and his cohorts before they have a chance to recover. He asks Frankenstein's monster if he'd like to be free too. Of course he does. So he breaks Frankenstein's monster free, and they break out of the castle. And it was done a lot of times in the 70s. Chapter 2. It says 45 minutes later, they find themselves in the icy wilderness, hiding from the guards as they search for them on skis. And then the Frankenstein monster begins to recite his origin story to Spider-Man, how the Baron Frankenstein brought him to life. He terrorized the village, and then afterwards he walked away by himself, alone, feared, hated. And then he found himself 100 years later in a sideshow in a coffin filled with chemicals, where he breaks out and he goes on his own and fights and meets many other people, one of which happens to be Dracula. After hearing the story of the monster, Spider-Man says if he had heard the story earlier, he wouldn't have believed it, but it sounds more believable after his own dealing with clones. They happen to hear a woman screaming, and they notice that the Baron's cohorts have got a lady cornered on the cliff. Spider-Man and the monster spring into action, rescuing the lady. After they knock out the cohorts, she falls off the cliff, but the monster rescues her before she falls. She thanks both of them from saving her for falling off the cliff, and she says she feels bad for doing this and gasses to both of them, and they fall unconscious. They recover, and we begin Chapter 3. They recover in a cabin with a roaring fire, and the lady exclaims that she is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and can use Spider-Man's help getting into the castle. Frankenstein's monster says that he would like to help too, but they say, we appreciate the effort, but you're not stealthy, and this is what the mission requires. And he wanders off feeling jilted that he wasn't included in this. We see the monster walking off alone, and all I can think of is the sad walking away music from the end of the Incredible Hulk TV show. Spider-Man and the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent see the guard standing there, and Spider-Man quickly takes them down with his webbing. She wants to know how they're going to get up into the castle, and he says, we're going to web through the window. They sneak into the castle, apparently unseen. The Frankenstein's monster comes up to the gates and sees that the gates are unguarded and says either they have succeeded in taking out the guards or something worse. Then we see Frankenstein's monster enter the castle. He sees a couple of unconscious guards, knocks out a few more, and then wanders to the door where I guess it's in a dungeon, where he hears the voice of the Baron and goes to the door. As he opens the door, he has a gasp as he sees the Baron standing there saying that he has a replacement subject for the monster, and it's Man-Wolf. And then there's Spider-Man facing off against the Man-Wolf with the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent looking rather startled. And this is the end. It is a to be continued. Okay, and now it's time for the review. And I know reviews, they're arbitrary numbers, but hey, you gotta give it something. So, let's review this. The comic book came out in 1975. It makes it 40 years old. I love comic books that are older than me. It makes me feel like I got a piece of history that way. It's got Spider-Man. He is one of my favorite superheroes. It's got Frankenstein's monster, and the novelty around that is just awesome. I don't know how I feel about the sudden injection of a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. I think maybe they just did it to add more plot to it, but, you know, whatever. It's 1974. And there's a lot of ads in this one, just as in the previous Marvel team-up, and it almost seems like there's more ads than there is story. But to give it the arbitrary number of how I feel about this, I give it a 3.5 stars out of 5. I mean, come on, it's got Frankenstein's monster in it. I mean, how can you get past that? All right. I hope you liked this comic book review. If you did or do, give that like button a click. If you'd like to see all the videos I do here, my Wednesdays and my Saturday videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I unfortunately don't have the next comic book in this run. Getting the Marvel team-ups from that old is not easy to come by. But I'm assuming since Spider-Man is still alive today, Spider-Man and the Frankenstein's monster were able to either take down Man-Wolf, or, since Man-Wolf is a hero known as Jack Russell, he was able to bring Man-Wolf back to his senses, and they beat the Baron with the help of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. For staying tuned to the end of the credits, I got a treat for you, and I'll see you next time. See? Treat. It's another Twinkies ad. Captain Marvel and Nitro. Hey, it's the 70s. They keep having them. I'll keep showing them to you. So, until next time, I'll see you.